Hey up, Rock God 2004 back with another video for you. And this is my latest what I've watched this past week or so. First up, this was a first time watch for me. And my very good friend Carlos from Eastwood for Life fan sent me this. I'll leave a link below to Carlos's channel. And this is part of the HMV Premium Collection. Not sure if this one's still available, but I think it is. This is Marathon Man. Wow, what a film. What a film this was. I remember seeing a clip of this when I was a kid. I'm sure it was at my nana's house. And if you've seen this, I won't spoil it, but it's the bit where he says, "Is it safe?" That bit. And I was watching thinking, Jesus. It's basically, I didn't even know that Roy Scheider was in it, which is one of the main reasons that Carlos sent me this. It's basically this guy, Dustin Hoffman. He's trying to sort of break some record because I think he's going to run a marathon. You see him training. I think it's obviously a marathon because that's why it's called that. Anyway, so he's doing his training. You see him running with this guy who they're kind of trying to keep up with each other. And then he meets this woman. And she's got like a sort of a German accent, if I remember rightly. And she's a bit abrupt with him to begin with, but he's persistent because he fancies the arse off her. So he follows her home and eventually she agrees to see him again. Anyway, he's in his flat and there's somebody sort of creeping in and watching him, and you're thinking, what the hell? So this person comes in and they start grappling with each other. This Roy Scheider, it's his brother. It's no great secret that you find out that Roy Scheider is sort of working undercover. He's like a sort of a spy or an agent of some description. And his brother doesn't know. Something happens. And his brother, Dustin Hoffman, gets dragged into it. He's totally unaware of what's going on. It's also got the fantastic Laurence Olivier in this, and what a performance he has. I think this was one of his last films before he passed away, if I remember rightly. But my God. The scene I'm on about, is it safe? Oh, anyway. So, like, yeah, these people drag him in and, like, they're looking for him and drag him in to question him, and he hasn't got a clue what's going on because he obviously didn't know what his brother did. This has you on the edge of the seat in part. I swear to God, what a film. I really, really enjoyed this. If you've not seen this, I highly recommend it. And it's an absolute classic as well. I can't believe it's something this long to finally watch it. If you collect, like I did, not all of them, but the ones that you want, I'm not saying go and buy everyone just for the sake of it, but if you collect HMV Premium Collection titles and you don't have this, you are missing out big time. I don't know why I always thought it was a Warner Brothers film, because that's Paramount. I didn't know that. Just a little fun fact there, which probably nobody else is interested in, but I always thought it was Warner Brothers, but there you go. So, yeah, Dustin Hoffman, Roy Scheider, and Laurence Olivier. You need to see this film if you haven't seen it. Marathon Man. Next up, I had a watch along with Andy and Keith, as many of you very well know, and we watched Aliens. Now, the only reason this was my idea, by the way, not the watch along. Andy had messaged us and said, we need to do a watch along. We haven't done one for ages. As we do, just a private one. Nothing like to go live or anything like that. And Andy said, I've got a couple of titles that I could mention if you haven't got anything in mind. So Keith hadn't replied at this point. So I did. I said, you know what? I might live to regret this, but fuck it. I'm going to suggest Aliens. And I can imagine the pair of them falling off the seats because I got this voice message back. And Keith was like, fucking count me in. By God, if we're watching Aliens. Yes, he said, but if it's Aliens, we've got to do it live. We've got to do a live stream with it. I was like, oh, for God's sake, no. Isn't this just going to be wonderful? People love watching me squirm. I was like, all right, whatever you want to do, yeah. So the idea to do the watch along was Andy. I'll leave a link below to Andy's channel and I'll leave a link below to Keith's channel. And it was my idea for this film, and it was Keith's brainwave to go live. Right. I did not like this film. I didn't hate it as much as the first one. It was just typical. This is to me, so don't all piss your pants and say, you're insulting me in my film. I didn't like it. Get over it. This is just typical science fiction fodder. I don't get how so many people over the years have said to me, you'll like this. Well, you were wrong, because I didn't. Jesus Christ, we watched the director's cut. It felt like it was on 4 days. The first 20 to 25 minutes, it could have just been cut out. Jesus, it was dull. I didn't hate it. It was just, I've watched it now, that's it. I will never, ever watch it again. The reason I suggested this is because David Punton, God bless him, he was decent. I'm saying decent enough. He was in coerce with Keith, but he sent me this. So he's actually gone and bought me this. And I thought it would be so rude just to say I'm not watching that. So that was why I mentioned it. And I have messaged David and told him he loved the reaction, by the way. And I didn't, but he did. And I said to him, I'm never going to watch it again. Do you want me to send it back to you? And he said to me, no. He said, sell it and buy something with the money that you actually want, which I thought was very, very decent of him. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pass it on. I want to do what David said to me, because he sent this for me. He bought it as a gift. And he said, sell it and buy something that you want. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. What I get for it, I don't know. Or if I can get a decent swap for it for something, maybe it's like if anybody's after this and you've got like the Running Man with a slipcover. I don't mean the steelbook, just the normal 4K, but it must have the slipcover. I would swap it for that or something that I would want. But failing that, it's going to have to go. I just don't ever want to see it again. And Keith is absolutely flabbergasted that I didn't like it. I don't know why. He can't understand why I don't like this, but I love Starship Troopers and The Running Man and Total Recall. I don't know. I can't specifically give you a reason why I don't like this, but I like the others. I think Keith thinks that I've deliberately set out to dislike this film. I haven't at all. Quite the opposite. I wanted to fucking love it, mainly because A, David sent me it as a gift, and B, I really do feel like I'm missing out because the way that everybody, y'all, go on about this is ridiculous. And I just don't get it at all. I do not get the hype. Sorry if that offends you, but I don't. Doesn't matter what you say, it's not going to change my mind. I cannot control my brain to like this. I didn't hate it as much as the first. The first one was just dull. At least there was bits going on in here, but it was just typical aliens running around and spaceships. And when they went in the metal framing and all, I was like, oh, out in space on another planet. I wished I'd have been on one when it was on, to be honest. No. This kid was a good little actress, but apparently she's done nothing else since. So we were talking. But I give it a go, give it the best shot I could, and I stuck with it and I watched the entire film. The director's cut. It's just not for me, unfortunately. Aliens. Next up was one of the video Nasties that I got for Christmas. And this is a section 2. Now, the first time I watched this was on Blu-ray. I hated it. I thought it was crap. Dull. And then I watched it again. And I thought exactly the same. The first time I watched it, usual, on my phone. I swear to God, if you're like I used to be, if you're on your phone when you're watching a film, don't do it anymore. Because it genuinely alters your opinion of the film. I've done it so many times. Load of crap. Then I've watched stuff recently, put my phone down, and if it buzzes, I won't even answer it. And if anybody phones and it's urgent, I will pause it rather than just carry on going. My God, what a difference. I now absolutely love this film. It is brutal, but it's such a good story. And I get why this one was banned because of the subject matter. This is Night Train Murders. On the video Nasties list, it's called Late Night Trains. And that's the video Nasty artwork. This is the one that a lot of people have said, and I do mean a lot of people, I mean like sort of people on videos, video nasty experts. And I've heard John call it this as well. I'll leave a link below to John's channel as well, at Mondo, Chelloveck. People normally describe this as the last house on the left on a train. Now, when I first watched it for the first couple of times, I was like, bollocks. It's not that at all. Now I watch it, I get it. It is. It's similar things happen. But instead of there being 1, 2, 3, 4 horrible people, there's 3. And it's 2 girls on a train. And, oh, God, they're going somewhere for Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. Oh, they're going to one of the girls' parents, because I think they're at college or uni or something. And they're getting the train through, and the parents go to the train to meet them both, and they don't get off the train. I'll leave the rest to your imagination, but what happens to one of the girls is absolutely, well, to both of them, but one of them in particular, it's horrendous. It doesn't graphically show you, but you see somebody do something, you see her face, and you see the aftermath. Oof! It's more in your head what you see, but then there's something happens again. Think Last House on the Left, and you'll get there. But what a film this is! It's Italian. When it first came out on Blu-ray over here, it was number 1, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, John, if you're watching, but I'm pretty sure it was number 1 in the Italian collection. I didn't get the 88 Films one. I got the Blue Underground one from the States. And this is the new 4K from Severin. This is such a good film, honestly. When I first watched it the first 2 times, it felt like it was on about 2 or 3 hours. When I watch it now, it feels like an hour maximum. Brilliant film. Really, really is. I can't recommend this one enough. If you like your sort of something nasty happening and then you see people going out, they want revenge type of thing, it's that kind of thing. So I think you probably will like this. But bear in mind the subject matter, it does have, like, you know, that purple and green fruit, the grape, but without the G on. Yeah. So if you're sensitive to that, either avoid or tread very carefully. It's not overly graphic. It's not as prolonged as like the likes of I Spit on Your Grave and Wrong Way. It's not that long, but it's not pleasant. But my God, the acting in this, for saying it's like a low budget film as well. The most horrific part of this, though, to be honest, is the Demis Roussos song at the beginning. Jesus Christ. And this has got the soundtrack in. That song is on it. I haven't listened to it yet. I daren't because of that song. But yeah, there's kind of like one of the scenes on the back of the slip. A very unpleasant, but a very watchable film. And a very enjoyable Italian. Is it? Well, no, I can't say slasher. Can I? No, not really. It's not exactly giallo. It's not exactly slasher. It's just nasty, bro. It's a video nasty. But this is such a good film. Like Train Murders, or on the video nasty list, Late Night Trains. Next up, again, when I first watched this film, because I got it on Blu-ray originally, and I was like, well, that was a bit piss poor to what I was expecting. Got this 4K, watched it, no phone. My God, it was like watching a different film. Really enjoyed it. This is the last horror film with the Maniac Cop. I will keep saying that. The Maniac 2 slip. So just to avoid confusion, I'll take this out. The last horror film. This has got the absolutely stunning Caroline Munro and the absolutely fantastic and sadly missed. What's his fucking name? This has got the absolutely stunning Caroline Munro and the absolutely amazing and very sadly missed Joe Spinell, both of which were in Maniac together. They started to film Maniac 2. There is a little bit of footage available. I don't know if it's on this, and I don't know if it's on the Maniac 4K. I'm assuming it is, because it is on the Maniac Blu-ray, and it shows you the 15 minutes, whatever it is, of footage that they did get for Maniac 2. Now, I don't know whether this was already made, or as they were making this, he started the Maniac 2. I don't know how it went. But either way, they've got to be connected somewhere because of that. But the footage I saw, I'm pretty sure it wasn't part of this film. Maniac 2 was looking really good as well. I thought this is going to be a cracker. And unfortunately, he passed away like after he did that bit of footage. It was never completed. So I think this was the next film that they did together, and the only other film they did together after Maniac. So they stuck the Maniac 2 thing on it. Caroline Munro is is she a horror actress? Yes, we know she is, but I mean in this. Or she's just an actress, but she does a horror film. And it's going to be shown at the Cannes Film Festival. And she is up for a nomination for the first time ever for Best Actress in a horror film. And I do believe that the horror film that she's in is called Scream. And I'm sure somewhere else as well in that film, if you watch it, there's a film called Stab. How bizarre. And this obviously predates both Scream and the name that they use in Scream, Stab. And Joe Spinell is an absolute fanatic of Munro's character. And that was one of the original titles of the film as well. It was called Fanatic at some point. And he's got pictures of her all over the wall, and he lives with his mother. And the woman who plays his mother is his real mother. She's absolutely amazing. She's such a strange old biddy. The first time you see her, you do see her briefly look into the camera. You think, get a grip. You know you're not supposed to do that. But the rest of it, she's actually all right. So he goes to France from America. But he tells his mother he's met people who are interested in this script he's wrote. They love my film. They want me. And I've got her, Caroline Munro's character, to act in it. He hasn't. He's just trying to fool his mother. But he's kind of stalking her a bit, and he just keeps recording footage of her with the intention, I think, of making this film and putting this footage in. But at one point, he chases her through this hotel, and all the crowd are cans are up and think it's a publicity stunt. They're all clapping, and she's going, help! And they all just, yeah, look at this. It's mental. I think I don't know where the Cannes film, no, it isn't. It's not where that was. There's a cinema in it where I think the film is showing what she's in. And I think he's rented the flat above the cinema, if I remember rightly. And I tell you what, though, fun fact as well, if you watch this, when you see somebody going in the cinema, if you look, posters up and everything, they're showing Cannibal Holocaust. And I'm sure there was another video nasty. I could be wrong, though. Yes, there is. On the Cannes Film Festival, one of the films that's on the Cannes Film Festival, and you see the real actress walking in, is Possession. So that's 2 video nasties mentioned in this. 2 other video nasties mentioned on the video nasty. But this is such a good, entertaining film. And it's weird because they really pulled the impossible off. Caroline Munro gets out of a car and all the crowd are cheering, and she walks in to the Cannes Film Festival with a fella who actually she was married to in real life as well. And everybody's like, yeah, clap, clap, clap. And she's like, but the gate crashed it. They just walked in. As soon as the film finished, I did something that I don't normally do, and I played it with the audio commentary on again, just listening to it. And some of the stories, like that was one of them. I did know that one, though. How the hell they got away with it? Because even she said, I don't know how we pulled it off. How nobody thought, like, who the hell are you? But nobody stopped them. And you see real people, real actors and actresses going into this Cannes Film Festival, and I bet you to this day they don't even know they're in the film. Karen Black's there. And the lead actress, whose name I can't pronounce, from Obsession, you see, yeah. I don't know if you see Sam Neill or not, because I was too busy seeing her thinking, bloody hell, she's there. That takes balls to have the gall to go and do something like that. But it's got a good twist as well. A very good twist. In fact, I think I would class it as having 2 twists. You'll know what I mean when you watch it if you haven't seen it. So yeah, I do actually recommend this. If you want this, you're going to have no chance with that. You can still get this, I think, on Vinegar Syndrome's website with that slipcover. I'm pretty sure that one's still available. Because once that Maniac Cop... Maniac? Why do I keep calling it Maniac Cop? What a bell end! When that Maniac 2 slipcover sold out, they released this one with the proper title on, The Last Horror Film, and Joe Spinell. I love the colours on that and the lightness of Joe Spinell, but having said that, he looks like a zombie on there. But what a great cover that is. But I do absolutely like that one so much better. So if you do want that, you can still get it, but with that slip, you cannot get that slip. I was lucky where I got this for. Failing that, you might get the Blu-ray that 88 Films released, but that's out of print as well, so I don't know. So there you go. Just watch this if you've never seen it. I really enjoyed it. Second time watch. First time on Blu-ray. Nah, but then again, I was on my phone. You need to start and do what I do. If you find films weird or, oh God, that was a bit crap, and you've been on your phone, that may be the answer. Don't do it. Just sit back and enjoy the film. That's the last horror film. Next up, I watched the final video nasty that I got for Christmas. I knew what to expect with this one. I've seen it a few times. So I've got it on Blu-ray. 4K look really good. This is Eaten Alive. Somebody asked me the other day about this. They said, isn't Eaten Alive the Toby Hooper film, the Video Nasty? I went, it is. But on the Video Nasties list, that was called Death Trap. So it's a totally different film. This is a cannibal film. There is animal cruelty in it. However, I haven't realised this before. And the only way I realised it, because I was looking for it, somebody's pointed this out to me in the comments on one of my videos. They said some of, in fact, quite a few of the animal cruelty scenes are taken from other cannibal films. And I've seen at least 2, which was taken from Prisoner / Mountain / Slave of the Cannibal God. And I was like, I know this sounds stupid, but I thought, I kind of feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that, because it's like, it's the same footage. It's not nice, but at least it's not killing more animals. I know it sounds stupid, but that's how my mind was thinking. This is such a good film. If you took out the animal scenes of this, because the gore, like the special effects gore with the humans, it's really brutal. But it's just got a good story. Is it this one or that? Who's in this? Yeah. There's a woman in this, and her sister went out into the jungle and she didn't come back. So she goes to the police and she wants to look for somebody to go over with her to find her. Enter Robert Kerman from Cannibal Holocaust and Debbie Does Dallas. Yes, I'm being serious. He's been in 2 or 3 of these Video Nasties and cannibal films and stuff, but he actually did Frankie Vaughan films before these, The Filthy Beast. And it's what he used to do. He's good at finding people. And he's like, nah, I'm not going over there. Nah. So she offers him all this money. Anyway, he ends up going with her. They're going to find her sister. They end up at this hut with a white bearded fella who's with all these like sort of like tribe people from there, and he pulls a gun out on them, wanting to know what they're here for, and he gets them in the shed and he locks them in. Horrible. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I won't go into it, but they do get out and they go into the jungle and they eventually stumble upon this like little village, and it's like a cult, and they just live off the land and all that type of stuff. But it does get a bit more sinister. The leader of the cult is Ivan Rasimov, who is also in Deep River Savages, which is also known as, what's it called? The one I've got, Sacrifice. But in that one, he comes over and he has like a romantic sort of role with Mimi Lau. Now, Mimi Lau's in this as well, but in this one, he's dark-haired because he's blonde in that one. But in this one, he's the cult leader. But they do find his sister. She is there, and she's part of this cult. And you can see that she's brainwashed and like, oh, he's so wonderful and all this lot. So you think. But once he's gone, she actually says, he did brainwash us. She said, but like, it gives you this stuff to drink. If he does, don't drink it because it drugs you. And that's what it was. He's got, once you've had this drug, he's got you. Like, you're on his side type of thing. So Robert Kerman says, right, we need to escape. And that's basically the beginning of the storyline. Such a good film. Mimi Lau is she's part of the cult, but again, I don't think she's happy there either. bonny lass she is, like. And yeah, I'm not going to tell you how it ends, but watch this. If you buy this from over here, if you can get it, it will be cut, I'm assuming. If you want to see this version on the fully uncut, you can get this Severin 4K, or there's a Severin Blu-ray, and the slipcover of the Severin Blu-ray. Well, no, sorry, that's the original artwork. The slipcover is... Yeah, the disc was loose there. The slipcover is... I'm sure it's on the other side of this. Yeah, that's it. So if you see that, that's the same film. That's the slip. That's the front of the Blu-ray, if it doesn't have a slip. But again, like this, it is a Severin release. And if you do want to see it fully uncut, which I know they're not nice, but for me, if you're going to watch a video nasty, that's what you need to do. You need to watch the full uncut version. I think you'll probably be able to get the Severin Blu-ray, probably without the slip anyway, dead cheap now. I think the slipcover one is still collectible. But again, thankfully, it's not as bad as Cannibal Holocaust. There is one nasty bit. I think it's possibly the first animal seen, and it's a crocodile. I won't describe it just in case. Well, I could do. It's the beginning a bit more than anything. I mean, he's fighting with it and stuff, but then he holds it down, he gets the knife and like straight in the buns. But when you see it, like you see all this, it's like when you've got a milkshake and you blow the straw, the way the bubbles are like that coming out of its head like blood though. And then tries to decapitate, I think, and then like down the stomach again. Why they keep doing this, I don't know. But that's one of the original ones. I don't think I've seen that in another film, but some of the other ones are repeated from previous ones. But apart from that, this is one of the really good cannibal films. I mean, to be honest, I've enjoyed them all apart from the animal stuff. A lot more than what I normally do. All because I refuse to go on my phone now when I'm watching a film. Enjoy them just so much more, taking it all in. So yeah, I do recommend this, but watch with extreme caution. Eaten alive. So while I was in video nasty mode, I thought, right, I might as well watch the last one. And this is one of the ones I bought myself. This is the one that came on DVD, Blue Underground, Jess Franco's Cannibals. I think on the video nasties list, it was called Mondo Cannibal. Like French spelling. There's a cheaper... Is it UK or... I can't remember. There's a cheaper Blu-ray than not a lot cheaper, but I thought, nah, I'm having the Blue Underground one because I know how good theirs look. I've had really, really, really terrible things about this, as in like how crap it is. I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it. There's a man and a woman going a boat. We've got to go somewhere. I can't remember what the main story is because this is like a first time watch, and I've watched quite a bit since then. And they've got a daughter. She's only about, I don't know, 9, 10-year-old. She's only a bairn. And she wants to go on this boat with him. She's in something else. She's in another. I think she's in another video nasty, but I can't remember which one. Anyway, she's one of them kids who you see in these films, you'll recognize her again. Strange looking little thing she is. Anyway, in fact, is there a photo of her on there? No. So they agree, yes, you want to come with us and all this, and they have to pull the boat in, and then they just get ambushed by these cannibals. She goes missing, and then they go looking for her, and they just cannot find her anywhere. She's just vanished. So they have to go, I think, because they're going to get attacked. And I can't remember. Do they actually kill the wife? I can't remember, because I know he's on his own after that. They must do, but I can't remember it. But years later, he decides to go back and look for his daughter. And that's basically the premise of it. So I was actually quite impressed that for a Jess Franco film, there was this story going on. So with it being years later, obviously the daughter is no longer a child. But whether she's alive or not, I'll not say, because I'll let you watch that for yourself. There's no animal cruelty in this one. But it's gory. It is very gory. But I tell you what, though, for a Franco film, I thought it was pretty damn good. I enjoyed it. Wasn't as good as the others, but oh God, I tell you what did get on my nerves. If you've seen, if you've seen Cannibal Terror, Jesus, how that got on the Nasties list, I will never know. If you've seen Cannibal Terror, have you seen? What the fuck? Why, when you see the cannibal tribe, it's like as part of their ritual, they just dance on the spot, like the ding, 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 ding. I'm like, what are they doing? As if they would do that. Because when you see them in like Cannibal Holocaust and Cannibal Ferox, these like real life ones that are actually in the jungle, it shows you some of their sort of customs and rituals. You never once see them trotting on the spot, like jogging on the spot with these daft spears. It is funny in parts. It's laughable, because I don't know where the hell he gets this idea from. Because the other ones, like, they're quite brutal, obviously. Like, they do this thing which I've seen where the women make this stuff and they've got to chew it and spit it back out in the bowl and they pass it around. And if you're a visitor, you've got to eat it or drink it or whatever. But they just like to grab their spears and like just jog on the spot. Jesus, I was bad laughing at it. It's like, what are you doing? Idiots! The music gets on your paps a little bit as well in this. But all in all, it's actually pretty good. It's a little bit slow, but it's nothing too grueling. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Cannibals. The next one I watched, I've had on 4K now for quite a while. And I was like, oh, Christ, I forgot I had that. So I better get it watched. I've got this on Blu-ray and I've watched it once before. And I was like, I know I loved it. I can't remember much about it. But as it was happening, I was like, yeah, I remembered quite a lot of it. What a film. Eyeball. This is like a sort of a giallo slasher film. I remember when I was watching it this time around, I was thinking, is he the killer? And I was convinced, and then so far through, I remembered who it was. And I thought, no, it's him. Anyway, when the end comes, second time, I was right. So if you haven't seen this, what a film. The killer, there's somebody going around killing people, but every time they kill them, they take one of their eyeballs out and keep it. There's this bus. It's like a holiday tour thing, and it's going through Italy. And when it drops them off at this place, like they go to the hotel and that's like when these murders sort of kick in. I can't remember whether there was a murder or not before it, but there's some dodgy characters in this. You are guessing like it's him. No, it's him. It's her. But it can't be her because she was over there the last time that one was killed. I swear to God, it has you read in bits thinking who it is. But what a cracking little twist it is. Who directed this one again? I can't remember now. It's It says Joseph Brenner presents, but I don't think that was the name of the director, was it? Umberto Lenzi. Umberto Lenzi, who did Cannibal Ferox and did he do that? Ain't Alive. Yes, he did this as well. But he also did a really gritty, violent cop thriller Italian film called The Tough Ones, which I think 88 have released, but I got mine on the Grindhouse label because I collect the Grindhouse films. That's a cracking film. So Umberto Lenzi did that as well. I think he also did. Oh God, what was that? He did another early cannibal film. I don't think it was Last Cannibal World. He didn't do that one. Anyway, he did do one of them because, like, Last Cannibal World was Ruggero Deodato, and that was, I think, when the beef started between them two, because Deodato always claims he started it off with Cannibal Holocaust, even though he did Last Cannibal World before it. And Umberto Lenzi's always said, no, he's full of shit. I did the first, like, violent cannibal film, and he did. Strange, but I don't think they ever got on. But this is what a film this is. If you like, you sort of like murder mystery things, and you like your Giallo films like Dario Argento's stuff, where you see like through the eyes of the killer and all that, and the way that the murders are sort of portrayed, I reckon you're going to really, really like this. And it is an 18, and rightly so. I can't recommend this film enough. I absolutely love it. Eyeball. I meant to say as well, Eyeball. Wow, that 4K looks insane. The red, the colours are absolutely beautiful on it. I meant to say that just so you know that yes, it's definitely an upgrade from the Blu-ray. It looks fantastic. The next one I watched, this was a first time watch for me. Unfortunately, I can't remember who sent me it. I'm so sorry. I can't remember that it was either Michael Hewitt or it was God, Gary the Blu-ray Addict. Somebody sent me this and I can't for the life of me remember who it was. Was it Carlos? If it was you, please accept my apologies, because it wasn't that long ago, but I think when I got this, I got quite a bit of stuff sent to me in 1 week, and it was overwhelming in a good way. I'm not being ungrateful there. I don't want to sound overwhelming as in like it was too much. I'm very, very grateful. But let me know it was you who sent this. This is a Clint. Although that sounded like I was trying to say this is a Clint, I wasn't. What I was trying to say was this is a Clint Eastwood film. And I'd never seen it before, and my God, what a film. It is absolutely fucking brilliant. Gran Torino. Wow, what a film. I think this was on for about 2 hours, and it felt like about an hour and a quarter. And it was getting late when I was watching it. I was thinking, I wonder how long this has been on. I thought, it's probably been on about half an hour, so I'm going to have to like try and keep it. When I look at it being on over an hour, it was about an hour and 10 minutes. I couldn't believe it. It's not like it was like totally sort of Dirty Harry, constantly action-packed murder. But my God, the story of this. And I think what's put me off watching this is the title, because it sounds like it's like a car racing film or something. Far from it. Clint Eastwood owns a Gran Torino. That's it. It does come into the story, but he lives in this nice little house, and his neighbours are, I think, the Chinese, I believe, or Vietnamese. And he doesn't like anybody. Oh my God, he's funny. He just hates everybody. Get off my lawn. And all. He's a proper old grumpy git. And the daughter from next door, she looks like sort of late teens, comes over, starts talking to him, and she won't take no for an answer. She just wants to like be friendly with him and stuff. Anyway, he gets on with her like a house on fire. And then she wants him to go and meet the rest of the family. God, you're cringing for him. But there's these little gang of thugs in it who play a major part in the story, and they are related to that family. And that's all I'm going to say, because it's like, you've just got to see this. Although probably you all have. I'm the only one who hasn't. Very emotional film, especially the end. But my God, I can't tell you how good this is. And he directed it. There's not really a lot more I can say about this, because I can guarantee most of you have seen it. How the hell I've left it this long to see this film, I don't know. Nice picky disc as well. Well, I'm saying nice, it's just the side thing of his head. But Jesus, what a film. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. If, like me, you are late to this, it is a 15 or an 18, but even so, get it watched, honestly. What a film. If this got a nice little deluxe 4K box set, yeah, I'd be after that. Gran Torino. And the last one I've watched for now, I've got to confess, I was very tired and I fell asleep for the last 20, 25 minutes, I think. But I have seen this film umpteen times before. But this is now the new 4K of it. And Scream Factory have done it again. This looks absolutely beautiful. Poltergeist II, the other side. I love this film. I saw this at the cinema when it came out in 1986 or 7, whenever it was. I think it was 87. And I loved it. It's not as good as the original. I would never think that. But it's such a damn good sequel, and it's so entertaining. How can I? It starts off weird. It's like in the middle of the desert, and you know, Will Sampson, I think the actor's called, he's the big sort of, when I say Indian, I don't mean India, I mean like the American Indians. He's the big fella who's in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And he's also in Orca Killer Whale. That's him. He's like right on top of this rock thing. A bit like the things that are in Elm Street 2 at the beginning when it collapses with the bus. And you think, how the hell's he got up there? And he's with this old man. And he's like lit this fire and he claps, the old man. And he's giving it the old, hey, yeah. And he's got the feathers on and everything. Will Sampson doesn't, but the old man does. And he makes him, he puffs this stuff through this pipe or whatever it is. And he breathes it into Will Sampson's face and it goes into his sort of body. I think it's like because he's on this mission, he just knows. And he's going to find this family, Will Sampson, because he senses there's a danger coming. Carol Ann and her mother are out shopping. Oh my God. And this priest, if you've seen this, you know, played by Julian... Oh, what's his name, the actor? I can never remember his name. Julian Beck. Now, I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else. He looks absolutely awful. He's creepy. He's genuinely scary. And he looks like death. And I found out not too long ago, actually, that when he made this, he was dying in like real life, which is why it looks so bad. But he wanted to do it. I think he died of cancer. Poor bloke. But he's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic in this film. And he's walking towards them. And, oh, jeez, he when he grabs Carol Ann's hands, because she's lost her mum. And he's like, "Are you lost, sweetheart?" You think, oh, God. And then he's like, sing a little song. And he's like, swaying her hands with God, he's in his holy temple. Anyway, the mother comes back and finds her, and like, oh, thank Christ for that. Next thing you know, he's walking up to the house. But when he's walking away, Carol Ann turns around and looking, and people are walking through him, so he's a ghost. He's terrifying. His creepiness never, ever gets any less scary. The bit where he comes to the house and he's talking to Carol Ann's dad, and he's saying, "Let me in the house." Oh, Jesus. Oh. But you find out who he is. But there's a bit where stuff starts happening in the house, and like really like lights and stuff and all that. And when it's finished, Carol Ann like looks up and goes, "They're back." You think, oh, here we go again. What a cracking sequel this is. It gets a bit cheesy towards the end, yeah. They're living, I don't know whether they're living with their grandma or because of the house collapsing in the first one, they've moved in with their mum's, the Jo Beth Williams character's mother, their nana. And the nana's not in it long. But it's good. It's really good what they do with her character. But the ending, I remember seeing it at the cinema when the ending come on, like, when they get Carol Ann back. Oh, jeez, I was like, I was embarrassed watching the cheesy grins on their face. It's ridiculous. It's definitely cornier than the first one, but my God, it's so entertaining, this film. I do need to put it back on and watch the end just to finish it and make sure that everything's all right with the disc. I mean, the menu was on, so it's played through all right. But I did see the vast majority of it. It looks stunning. From what I remember, this is a huge upgrade from the Blu-ray. So if you want this, you can probably get it. So it's very, very reasonably priced as well. I'm sure you'll pick this up on eBay or something. Good luck with the slip. You've got a good chance of getting it because it hasn't been out that long, actually, but it's just that not knowing. Poltergeist 2, the other side. So that's everything that I've watched over the past week or so, whenever I did the last one. I've watched some crackers there. I've really, really enjoyed watching them. I've loved all of those ones that I got for Christmas/birthday off Laura, off the video, keep going, it's video syndrome, off the Severin website. I've loved all them, the video Nasties. Very pleasantly surprised by the Jess Franco one. And the transfer on Poltergeist 2 looks, wow, it looks so good. I'm still going to go for My Bloody Valentine as my favourite transfer, though, because that looks absolutely stunning. It looks beautiful. But yeah, Scream Factory do some fantastic scans of stuff. Yeah, in America, I've heard a lot of people slate them. They're not overly keen. To which I would say, you think they're bad? Go and get yourself some Kino Lorber stuff. They don't impress me at all. But yeah, I've got a few there now I need to watch as well. Not many, but I haven't watched that. Not Blood Beast, sorry. I've watched that. Crimson Doofer that I got, yeah. Anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this one, because I know quite a few of you like these little what I've watched ones, reviews type of thing. But I don't know whether I go into too much or not enough detail. I just spout my crap and that's it, really. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much indeed for watching, all two of you. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you've enjoyed that. I will see you very soon on the next video, and until then, you all take care of yourselves.